America is at a breaking point with record levels of illegal immigration. And today, we got a firsthand look at the damage and the chaos the border catastrophe is causing in all of our communities. The situation here and across the country is truly unconscionable. We would describe it as both heartbreaking and infuriating. Our communities are overrun. We have local resources that are being strapped. We have lethal drugs that are pouring into our country at record levels.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. Guys, it has been a rough return to work for America's second favorite diversity hire, Karine Jean-Pierre. And honestly, guys, I cannot imagine having her job. I truly feel for her when I have to listen to her talk. I don't know what kind of sick person would put themselves through playing apologist for the complete and total failure and embarrassment that is literally every single facet of the Biden administration. You know, her most recent failure in response to a question about the border, which honestly is too little too late, man. You know, far too late. These people are finally, where has the media been, man? Where have these people been? I mean, just think about it. You know, if they had actually done their job and held these people accountable years ago, maybe, just maybe, there would have actually been some action, and maybe, just maybe, Biden would actually look better to the people that he's about to go start begging for a job. But they didn't. They didn't hold him accountable. They stayed completely silent. They ignored it, and they treated anyone who would dare ask a question about the border or our security like just some garden variety run-of-the-mill racist, when in reality, we have never ever seen such a broken border. And we've had a lot of broken borders, failures from both sides. We have never ever been in a position that really looks and probably is unfixable. What we have going on here is probably unfixable, if we're being honest. But, you know, now we have the media here patting themselves on the back for finally asking what in the hell is going on and what is Joe Biden going to do about it. And luckily for the media, but unfortunately for the rest of us, they're talking to someone who is worse at their job, worse at her job than they are at theirs.
We need to do that. We need to continue to work together on border security, right? The president, first day in his administration, in a couple of weeks, we're going to hit 3 years since the president been in administration. The first thing that he put forward was a comprehensive immigration law. And that's what he put forward to Congress. And that's because he believed that our system was broken and that it had been broken for decades and wanted to take that seriously. But we need Republicans in Congress to work with us on that. We appreciate the negotiations that's currently happening in the Senate. It's headed in the right direction. We want to come up with a bipartisan agreement, but we saw what the House passed ending of last year. They wanted to take away law enforcement folks who are at the border trying to protect our border. And so that's not what we want to see. We want to figure out how we work together. I just talked about the unity agenda. There's a lot of ways that we can work with Congress. Instead of them going after the president's family, they should really, truly focus on the American.
Yeah, so you guys see that. And I have to say, you know, credit where credit is due, right? When you consider how truly fragile and mushy-brained most of the people who even believe a word that she says are, well, that's a pretty great misdirection. You know, we need Congress's help. They got to stop worrying about Biden corruption and help us with the border. Great, good misdirection, great soundbite. But the problem I think they're going to have with that is that BS only works on people who can't form their own thoughts. You know, the rest of us realize a couple very important things. We realize that corruption is important and should always be addressed. We realize that the Biden administration has created and perpetuated this border disaster and has stood in Congress's way at every single opportunity. And here's the thing, if it's the fault of Republicans, then how is this the worst border disaster in our history? We realize all that. And more importantly than all that, we realize that if the United States government can't walk and chew gum at the same time, then they all need to be looking for new jobs. And it's just not acceptable. You know, that is a terrible excuse and it solves nothing. And you'll also notice she only wants to talk about the fact that Congress is not allowing them to spend more money on border agents. You know, when the follow-up question from the media should have been, why should we? Why should we get more border agents? The border agents and National Guard that you have down there right now are all they're doing is holding open the gates and make sure everyone gets in without having to wait in too long a line. That is what they're doing. Why would we need more agents for that? You know, I think if they can explain how more agents equals an end to this disaster, then yeah, give them whatever the hell they need. Give it give them everything they ask for if they can prove that it will help. Until then, you know, they all got to go, man. Anyway, that's just my take, guys. I thought you'd get a kick out of poor KJP. Guys, if you haven't already, help us to continue to grow. 2024 is going to be tough to get conservative voices heard, so make sure we all do our part. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.